Okay, this question has two parts, A and B. It's one of those situations where you're taking out a loan and you make a down payment, but then you go back and you decide to increase the down payment. So they want you to calculate, let's start with part A, which is calculate the reduction in the monthly payment by increasing the down payment by the specified amount. All right, well, let's first start with the fact that you made a down payment of $39,000. So the original loan amount was $155,000, but you're like, hey, I can put down $39,000 so that I don't have to borrow as much. So we do that first, and when we subtract, we get $116,000. Now, we want to figure out the monthly payment for that. Well, we take the $116,000 and we divide it by 1,000 because this table is for every $1,000 borrowed, right? When you look over here, monthly payments on a $1,000 loan. So this is 116. All right, so for this problem, I am looking at an interest rate of 8%, which would be this row right here. And then up in the problem, it said, assume the mortgage is for 20 years. All right, so 20 is right here. So we're looking at this column. And oh, look at that. When I intersected the yellow and the blue, I got green. Nice. That is the dollar amount. It's going to cost you $8.36 every month for every $1,000 you borrow. So you have to take the 116 and multiply it times 8.36, and that'll give you your monthly payment. All right, so that monthly payment will be $969.76. All right, that's for the first one. Now, you go back and say, well, okay, we might be able to scrounge up another 10 grand. So if you do that, that means the $116,000, you now reduced it down another 10,000. So now you're looking at 106,000, which when you divide that by 1,000, that's only 106. And you're going to multiply that times the 8.36. And now your monthly payment will be $886.16. So, the question is, calculate the reduction in the monthly payment. The reduction. Take the 969.76 and subtract the 886.16, and that's your reduction. That's how much less. You will be saving $83.66 a month. That is the answer to part A. Calculate the reduction in the monthly payment. So, my monthly payment, if I could scrounge together an extra 10 grand, my monthly payment for the next 20 years will be reduced by $83.60. Okay, now that's question A. Question B says, I have room for this? I don't know. Question B, let's go with green. They want you to calculate the amount saved on interest over the life of the loan. Oh boy. How much money will you save on interest? Okay, well, first of all, I have to figure out how much interest I make. And don't have much room here, so if you don't mind, I'm just going to erase this. Sorry about that. Okay, so you have to take your monthly payments, and I'm going to leave the final step there. You're paying, when you did this one here, you're paying $969.76 a month, right? Times 12 times a year for the next 20 years. That's 240. You'll make 240 payments. So when I multiply that, I get 232,742.40. That's how much you will have paid. But that's not your interest. That's how much you'll have paid. Remember, when you made the down payment of $39,000, the original loan was $116,000. So if you subtract all the money you've sent, all the money you've paid, minus the cost of the loan, the difference is your interest. And so when I subtract these two numbers, you will have paid an extra $116,742.40 worth of interest. Okay, now that's just for the original down payment. That's more than double. Okay, now the one in red, the $886.16. If I pay that every month, 12 months for the next 20 years, which is 240, I will have paid back on that one $212,678.40. But remember, that loan was only $106,000. So when I subtract these two, my interest will be $106,678.40. And so now the question is, what's the amount of interest you will have saved? So I have to take this number here and this number here and subtract those two to figure out how much I've saved. And when I subtract them, I get $10,064 worth of savings between those two. There you go.